Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I would like us to talk about something very sensitive, something key to our lives, something that we all need to take care of, because if we don't handle it, it can ruin our lives. It can make us not to achieve any dream that we have ever thought we can dream. Because I think and I believe that if we can focus on always giving ourselves the best version of everything we give others, we can change our lives. Today, I'd like to address the issue of self-forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is a very key issue that can ruin every plan that you have in your life. Anything that you want to achieve without self-forgiveness, you cannot go far. You cannot achieve that. And therefore, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We all have our faults. We all have made things in the past that we are not proud of. Each and every one of us have done things in the past that you are not proud of. But we don't stay there. We don't live in the past. We move on. And so I believe that you can. Self-forgiveness is the best gift that you can give to yourself. And sometimes it becomes so difficult to forgive others before you have forgiven yourself. And even after forgiving others, without forgiving yourself, you still feel there's something inside you that keeps telling you there's still something that you have not done. Forgiving yourself is the door that you need to open first before you forgive others. And therefore, sometimes you even go to your priest for confessions, and then the priest tells you that your sins have been forgiven. But immediately after that, you still feel no. Days and months after that, you still feel like you have not been forgiven. You can go to your pastor and you tell your pastor, I have tried to forgive myself for years. I have tried to forgive myself for something that I did, but I have not been able to. I still feel that guilt and shame. And I cannot even be able to forgive others. Please help me. And the pastor can pray with you. They can guide you. But immediately after that, you still feel that it's not gone. It's still there. I still feel the guilt as I used to. Nothing has changed. Forgiving others is a good thing to do in life, but forgiving yourself is the best thing to do in life. Sometimes you even feel like you want to hurt yourself. You have problem making friends. You have problem associating with other people, because every time you look at other people, you see a reflection of who you are or who you are not. Because, for example, if you meet someone who is happy in their life, someone who is enjoying life to their fullest, and you are not, you feel offended, because on the other side, you are not enjoying life. Life is like a misery to you. It's like a living hell. But the moment you sit down and think of the things that have happened to you in the past, you come to realize that the issue is not that I have not forgiven others. The issue is not that other people are successful more than I am. The issue is not that my friends are happier than I am. The issue is that I have not forgiven myself. Sometimes you even have to forgive yourself for things other people did to you. For instance, you may have gone through a physical, sexual, emotional, or even psychological abuse when you are young, when you are a child. Maybe from someone who is close to you, your parents, your relatives, your siblings. They may have abused you. And you keep on telling yourself that it was my fault. I'm the reason this happened to me. Sometimes you even think like God does not love me. That is why he let this happen to my life. And you start hating yourself. You start feeling like you are not worth it. Like you are just a biological mistake. You are just born and you are not supposed to be born. You hate yourself. You get into an extent that you cannot take care of yourself. You keep doing things that are meant to hurt you. Sometimes there are people who haven't experienced suicidal thoughts. You feel like, why don't I just take my life and stop existing? Why don't I just end my life and end this misery? You don't have to end your life. The only thing that you need to do is to sit down, think about it, reflect about the things that have happened to you in the past, and see the issue that might be causing the misery that you are going through. Most of your problems in life may be caused by not things that are happening at the moment, but things that happened years before. Things that happened when you were growing up, when you are too young even to understand things. And now these things are coming back to you unconsciously. And they are making you feel like life is not worth it. Don't give up. Forgive yourself. It's quite difficult to forgive yourself, and you can be a witness that those people who may have tried to forgive themselves, you have really found it difficult to forgive yourself because you wonder, how do I even start forgiving myself? Where do I start? I'll give you just a few steps of how you can forgive yourself. And the first thing is to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Acknowledge those things that happened to you. Acknowledge those things that you did to others that you find it difficult to forgive yourself for. Don't always tell yourself, that thing was too small. It could not be causing what I'm going through. That was just a small thing, which cannot be the cause of what I'm going through. Sometimes those small things that happens in life, they cause us a great deal of suffering and pain. And so if you ignore, if you keep pushing back and saying, it can't be that, it can't be this, you cannot avoid that issue forever. You have to face it. You have to re-experience it. Whatever that you went through, you have to go through it to be able to empty it from your mind. Maybe someone abused you physically or even sexually. And now you have that emotional torture. You feel like every day you wake up and you think about that person and you think about that situation. It's like it becomes a hell for you to even do other things or do anything else that you had planned to do that day. Just be honest with yourself. You don't have to fear going through that issue again. You don't have to go back to the place where it happened, but psychologically re-experience the issue. And that's the only way that you can heal. Don't avoid it. Confront it. Face that issue so that you can be able to forgive yourself. After you are honest with yourself, after you have acknowledged this happened to me, the next thing, don't blame yourself for what happened to you. Whether it was your fault or it was not your fault. Don't start saying to yourself, I'm useless. I caused this to myself. I'm the reason this is happening to me. I'm good for nothing. I cannot be anything in life. Those things that we say to ourselves, they tend to manifest in our lives. And whatever you say about yourself, you become with time. If you say you are useless, you start feeling useless, you start acting useless, and eventually you become useless. If you see yourself as good for nothing, you start feeling good for nothing, You start acting good for nothing, and eventually you become good for nothing. And so, don't blame yourself for anything, whether it was your fault or it was not your fault. Because blaming yourself will cause you more pain. It will cause you more suffering. It will not do you any good. After not blaming yourself, you have to know that feeling guilty about something is not something too bad that you need to overcome in your life. Guilt is what brings change. For example, if you do something that's not good, something immoral, and you feel like I have offended someone, I have offended God, and you feel that guilt in yourself, that guilt is what pushes you to seek for forgiveness. So when you feel guilty about something that you have done, don't try to avoid that. Don't try to push that away. Appreciate that. And know that if I'm feeling guilty about something, then it's time to change. Then it's time to avoid doing that thing that's making me feel that guilt, so that I can be free. You have to also know that sometimes devil uses your shame to make you feel that you are not good enough, like you are worthless. So other people will tell you things because of what you've done to yourself or even to others to make you feel that shame. And then the devil takes that opportunity to make your life miserable. Sometimes when you've done something, don't let other people criticize you or even blame you for what you did. You have to walk away from those people who make you feel bad about yourself, those people who make you feel worthless, those people who make you feel like you are not worth it. The other thing that you need to do for you to be able to forgive yourself, if it's too difficult for you to do it by yourself, seek help. Get someone to help you. Someone that you trust. It could be your pastor. It could be your priest, your parents, your friends, that person who you trust the most. Open up to them and tell them, I have tried to do this by myself and it's not working. Even if you need to see a counselor, it's worth it. You'd rather go through that small expense of paying someone to help you go through something or overcome something that might ruin your life. It's worth it. Finally, and this I would say it's the most important thing, and the most thing that you have to do for you to be able to forgive yourself. Every day, pray that God can help you forgive yourself and forgive others. God can help you go through anything in life. He can help you to overcome any challenge in life. You just have to trust Him. Be consistent in your prayers. Ask God to help you forgive yourself. Because the moment you are willing to forgive yourself, you will realize that God forgave you a long time ago. Because sometimes you go kneel down in church, kneel down and beg and even cry for God to forgive you, for God to help you to forgive yourself. But until you believe that He has forgiven you, you never feel forgiven. When you ask God for forgiveness, you have to believe that He has forgiven you. Because sometimes God forgave you a long time ago. But because you have not forgiven yourself, you still feel that burden. You still feel that suffering. You still feel that thing in your heart, preventing you to move on with life. Don't sit down and blame yourself for what happened to you. Whether it's your fault or not, you can't keep dwelling into that. Your past is holding you back. and not forgiving yourself, not letting go what happened to you, you are going through suffering which you can avoid, which you can overcome. And so I would say that you are putting yourself through suffering and pain which you can easily go through. Self-forgiveness is that very gift that you are the only one who can give to yourself. Nobody else can give it to you. And even forgiving others, you don't benefit those people that you forgive. You forgive others for your own benefit. You forgive someone not because you want them to feel good, not because you want that burden to walk away from them, not because you want them to feel relieved, but because that's what you want. So forgive someone who did you wrong. Someone who wanted to take care of you, but they didn't take care of you. Someone who wanted to do something to you, but they didn't do it to you. You expected someone to do something, but they disappointed you. You feel frustrated. You can't forgive. Only if you decide to. You pray to God and believe that He has forgiven you. And take the few steps that I have mentioned to forgive yourself. You can do it. I have done it in my life and it has worked. Stop pushing yourself into living a life of misery just because you can't forgive yourself. Let your past go so that you can appreciate the things that are happening in your life at the moment, and also so that you can welcome with joy and happiness what's about to happen in your life. But if you keep focusing on what happened, you keep focusing on what you did to others, you keep focusing on what you did to someone else, you keep focusing on not forgiving others, not forgiving yourself, your life will never be any good. And you'll never achieve any of the dreams that you want to achieve in life. Forgive yourself if you want to have a good life, to have a happy life. Thank you so much. I pray that you can find forgiveness within yourself, to forgive yourself and even to forgive others. If this message have inspired you, if this message have awakened something deep inside you, and you feel it's worth sharing, share it to others. Let someone feel what you felt. Let someone find that energy to forgive themselves and to forgive others by sharing my videos. And don't forget to subscribe, because that will motivate me to give you more videos every week, to even give you something more inspiring. Thank you so much for your support. May God bless you. Subscribe to my channel, like and share to your friends, and that will be a good thing for us to do to each other. Thank you so much. May you find forgiveness in life. May you find the energy to forgive yourself. May God bless you. See you next time.